right? And we want justice. You when you come into somebody's city and somebody's state, you got them waiting for, I think it's Ghost.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead, my man. And again, let me just say this to you, right? This. I'm someone that if somebody comes up here and they disagree, they can disagree, they can share their opinion. But as soon as they come up here with some freaking disrespect, I don't give no warnings. I say, yo, get the F out. Bottom line. Straight up. I don't owe a motherfucker nothing. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. Yeah, as far as I know, ICE is not backing
Brothers
down
got me
anything.
bent like I owe them something. The fuck? I gotta be fair to a motherfucker. Fuck out of here. Go ahead, dude. I'm sorry about that, bro. I don't normally even
No,
get like that. But when I'm
it's
trying to
all
have a
good.
serious conversation about something, and then somebody comes up here like I fucking owe them something,
No, I was just saying, as far as I know, ICE is not backing down in any way in Minnesota. So I'm not sure what your background there alludes to. You know.
oh sure, sure. No, I understand. No, no, no. The reason I was saying this, I'm gonna make sure I give you the time because most of the time, to be honest with you, I'm very respectful of people. Right? Is that well? One, Bavino is out. Right? That's the concession. Bavino is gone. Right? And so one, he's gone. Secondly, you have President Trump that just posted that he had, excuse me, he had a. I'm going to paraphrase it. That he had a productive conversation with the governor of Minnesota, and they were on the same wavelength. And now you're going to have where before, and this will be my last statement on it, where before they was, and they're also going to have the surge that they're going to have, like right now, I think they got 3,000 people there in Minnesota that they haven't given a number to it yet, but some of them will be leaving, and also that the state will have the ability to have access to whatever they need in order to conduct an investigation. So that's what I mean by that. Go ahead, dude.
Okay. And that's fair. I mean, that sounds to me like the governor is starting to agree with the president. Is what it sounds. It doesn't sound like it's the other way around. It sounds to me like the governor is starting to realize that this has gotten out of hand, and he needs to move and find some middle ground to where the state and local police can operate along with, in conjunction with the feds, because maybe a few people will leave. Maybe that was the right move. This character that got moved. I mean, he's not really being demoted. I've read reports he's being demoted. He's just being moved to another location. He's still got his position, but now they're sending the head of it. Tom Homan. It sounds to me like
Yeah,
the
let's have a
operations
decent. I
are
want
going
to
to
just say this, Joe.
continue.
I want to have a decent conversation
Mm-hmm.
with you about it because you seem like you have some that I want to assume that we can have a decent. We're going to disagree. So let me just give you that. We're going to disagree,
Okay.
but that doesn't mean that we can't. We should be able to have a conversation when we disagree.
Right.
Here's my thing, right, and just give you my background, right. So my family's military family, right. Like and just to give you where I've been at. Like I've been at Keflavik Naval Air Station, that's in Iceland. Been in Istanbul. Been in Turkey, that's in Incirlik, the base there. Been in Mildenhall, and then been in Rhine, Main. So I've been in Germany. Been in England. Served over there. Love the country. My sister is a colonel in the United States. But I'm saying all that to say is that when you make a move, like once you have your point person there, if you think that you are winning that battle, you don't remove your point person. If your point person is Bavino, you don't take a step backwards and say, okay, oh, I'm moving him off of the out of the arena, and I'm also gonna move some of the ICE agents out of that arena that is not a sign of strength. That is a sign of weakness. And here's another point that I'll make about it is that when you have people that go out there, let's say Bovino and Kristi Noem, and they make statements that don't acknowledge, like they don't have to say it, but you got to understand when you're going to take a loss. They're going to take there's no Hail, like they're trying to throw a Hail Mary by vilifying this young man that worked at the VA, that's a nurse at the VA. No, you don't win like that. They can continue to do that, but I'm saying to you, whatever you believe on the policy, that strategy is a losing freaking strategy. You got to understand what's that song they used to say? Know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to hold your hand, and know when to hold. You never count your money on the table. You got to know when you're going to take a loss. Go ahead, bro.
You think they're going to take a loss?
No, I'm saying that in terms of the sentiment, right? And the on this right here, this gentleman losing his life, that is a loss already, bro. Like public sentiment is against that. Even in Texas, you got Gregory Abbott saying, "Hey, we got to relook at this." That would not, what they're doing right now. I'm from New York, but I spent some time in Texas. What they did there, that wouldn't fly in Texas. That would not fly. Like you pushing a woman to the ground, someone coming to help them, and then five or six men in masks pumping holes in them, bro. That don't fly in no Texas. Federal masked men. That's not a conservative position.
It wouldn't fly in Texas because Texas is compliant.
That what? Federal masked men. Listen, let me say this to you. I'm a Second Amendment person, right? I'm a big dog, right? If you heard my dog, I heard my dogs barking right now. No one's coming in my yard with them big dogs back there, and I'm a big Second Amendment person. You disarm that man. They disarmed him, then put holes in him. He's exercising his, let's just talk about that for a minute. This man is exercising his Second Amendment right.
That's the narrative.
What right do they have to disarm him? But no, that's what he was doing.
No, that's the narrative.
Do you believe in the Second Amendment? Now I'm asking you just a direct, do you believe in the Second Amendment?
Yes.
Okay, I believe in it. You could, bro, me and you, if my son was here right now, you could ask him a bunch of questions about different, he would know it, right? I've been carrying for a long time. You're not gonna freaking, what? I can't carry at a protest. Why not? I can't carry and exercise my right to say whatever I want to say. Why not?
Well, look.
Am I safe there? What if somebody comes through with a car and tries to run people over?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm gonna carry wherever I'm legally able to carry. I'm carrying.
Well, from what I've seen on,
and I'm sure you feel the same way.
Well, yeah, of course. But in talking in this specific case,
right? Like what? He was doing God. Let me say this to you, bro. Here's the other part about it, right?
Okay.
Is that if a woman gets pushed down and someone goes up to them to try to help them up and says, "How are you okay?" They're doing God's work.
Mm-hmm.
That's what God would have us do. I'm not gonna get into a religious conversation here on TikTok, but I will do it in short and say that is what God commands us to do. You're supposed to be a good Samaritan and help your neighbor.
Well, from what I saw on the video,
that boy, because he's younger than me, should not lose his life because he went to help somebody.
I agree.
and no one has the right to take his weapon off of him.
And again, that's the narrative
All
that
right.
I've heard. That's not, we don't know. From what I saw on the videos, there's some guy, I don't even know if the guy was an agent, because it seemed as though there were already agents in the scuffle. And then this guy kind of sneaks in.
Yeah,
this, and then
I want to ask you a question, right? If what we're seeing is true, I'm just saying, I'm gonna put an if on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If what we're seeing is true, right? That he comes, are they wrong? If it is true,
if they took an innocent man's life,
wrong?
yeah, it's true.
And if they took that weapon, he got a God-given right to carry his.
See, what's strange to me,
he has a right to carry. Right?
Yeah, of course. But here's the thing. What's strange to me is,
damn if another group of men should be able to come and take a right away that you and I both have as American citizens. Another group of men should not be able to come and take a right away from you or from me. I don't care where you're at, MAGA, not MAGA, left, right, whatever's in that Constitution as a right.
Mm-hmm. Right.
People die for that. Another group of men. No, bro. Don't come up to me telling you go there. Tell me. No, I do. I do. I absolutely do. You do. The rest of Americans do. We got a right to protect ourselves.
Right, of course.
I'm sorry for going on that tangent, man, but I just feel, I really feel like when I saw him get disarmed,
mm-hmm.
I went, bro, I don't care who it is. It don't matter to me, MAGA, whatever. Like, masked men.
Well,
what?
That again.
If you can't do a job, and I don't care. Like, we got FBI. Remember, let me ask you one question. Remember when it was the DEA and they was going around? Oh no, it was at Ruby Ridge. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Those federal agents at Ruby Ridge, and they attacked that man on his property. I was against it then. You can't do that.
Yeah.
And I'm against it. I'm being consistent when I say, I'm talking too much, but I don't believe in federal agents in mask doing a bunch of I don't care what they're there for. Bunch of federal agents in mask, and what if they go up against people if you don't know who they are, and you're in a carry state, and you got what is it called? You don't have to it's what is it called? Stand your ground. What's going to happen then?
Yeah, I couldn't say.
How? But you know what I'm saying? It could be anyone donning a mask and saying they're whoever.
Right.
I don't know who you are. You're not gonna come into my house. What would you come into my house for? I don't know who you are.
I got you.
Man, and I think sometimes we get on this left and right, and that's fine. Sometimes that's okay. But sometimes we just gotta be Americans.
Mm-hmm.
We just gotta be Americans. And just say, let's find out what we got in common. And someone can believe something. They don't gotta be my enemy. It's just be really America first.
Right.
I shouldn't even came on until I could calm down, man, because when I saw that boy get killed, I just said, that could be anybody's son, and I really, man, I shouldn't have came on till I can, normally I wouldn't even have done what I did to that guy. I was just already pissed off.
Right.
That's, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even have conducted myself like that. I kind of
I
took it out on him, and I shouldn't have done that.
right. No, I get it. I mean,
But I don't like seeing America like this, man. I really don't like
I
it.
don't either. Trust me, I don't either.
I don't like seeing America like this, man. We shouldn't
But
be at each other's throats.
right.
The
But
fuck, we at each other's throats, man.
from what I
You
saw,
know, shoot, we got other things to be concerned about. Go ahead, I'm gonna let you talk, bro. I'm sorry for going on this monologue. You go
that's all
ahead.
right. That's all right. From what I saw, it was kind
What
of
what do you think we
strange.
can do to fix it?
The
What do you think?
last,
What do you think needs to happen?
I think Minnesota needs, the state and local governments need to cooperate and find a way to help the protesters understand where and when they can protest without getting in ICE's way. That's what I think is going on. It's like I don't see, um, in Chicago when ICE went into Chicago, uh, the superintendent Larry
Yeah,
Snelling, the superintendent of police in Chicago, made a speech, after a incident up there, and he said, "We the police, we enforce the laws. We don't make policy. We don't make the laws, and it's a fine line we're trying to walk here, you know." But what I think is going on is that in every single situation in Minneapolis that I've seen, there's literally no local law enforcement presence. They've drawn back. They are
Ghost.
not cooperating. And what I think needs to happen
Ghost.
is
we got
what
Graffi here and we got Sierra here.
I won't be much longer. Is that if they would
Now go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
if
Say
they
what you want
would
to say.
if they would make it clear, it's like, okay, you can protest, but you have to stay out of these federal law enforcement's way. Have those clear lines, understood by the public. That would do a lot towards bringing the temperature down in Minneapolis.
Well, I do have to say, by the way, hello, kid.
What? Let me. Hey, what's going on, Sierra? And then Graffi, you go up next, bro.
But I do have to say that
Go ahead, Sierra.
there was a Board of Corrections or Department of Corrections or whatever it is in Minnesota. The person that is the leader of that already came out and said that the government in Minnesota, like that controls the the prisons or whatever, has been cooperating, blah blah blah, with ICE to honor the ICE detainers on undocumented or unauthorized immigrants that are in Minnesota. So they are cooperating, and also from the lives I've seen of people at protests, anytime something happens and there's sheriffs or police or Hennepin County law officers around, protesters have gotten arrested by the police or have gotten pushed back by the police. So on the ground, the police are helping where they can, but they're also not trying to infringe on the protests, which the majority of the protests in Minneapolis are peaceful. Are they disruptive? Sure, but that's no reason to dump rounds into somebody's chest.
This is the problem, Ghost. Sorry, Sierra. Were you finished?
You're
Because
good. Yeah, you're
this
good.
is the problem, Ghost, with when you said protest, because you were not talking about the general protest, like the actual planned activities. You're talking about like somebody like Alex, who was just a civil legal observer recording the incident, right? You're saying that people don't need to be doing that on the streets and police need to be present to prevent them from doing that. Did I misunderstand you?
I think local law enforcement needs to be there so that they can make sure that that clear line, it's like they are over here
I get
doing
that,
an op.
Ghost. I get that, Ghost.
They
Hold on, Ghost.
they
Hold on,
are
Ghost. I'm
they
asking.
are
I'm
over here
asking.
doing
Wait,
an operation.
Ghost.
You need to stay over
Ghost,
there.
I'm
That's what I
asking you.
think needs to happen.
Right. So you're talking about operations. So you're talking about when they're actually doing operations, when they pull somebody over, right, or when they're showing up at somebody's court date or place of work or whatever. You're saying that local law enforcement should be there to prevent protesters or legal observers.
It's not. It's like not a
Well,
death sentence to be a legal observer. Also, Alex was not protesting, and even if he was protesting, he did
He's allowed
nothing
to.
to deserve that. Yeah, exactly.
I agree. I agree with
And
you,
That's why I'm
Sierra.
asking
annoying.
my question. That's why I'm asking my question is
Yeah.
because
Also,
he is fully.
annoying federal agents or annoying somebody in the government should not be a death sentence.
I agree.
Exactly. Honking your horn, right, and recording them doing their quote unquote operation should not be a reason for you to be unalive. Try not to say death or
I
Sorry.
agree. I don't know
okay,
what
so
And
if
we're
you agree,
also-
then
disagreeing
why
with.
is your stance that the police should be there to prevent people from doing that? From being
I
legal
didn't
observers,
say-
from being present on the scene.
I didn't know. That's not what I said. I don't know what you heard, but that's not what I said. I said the local law enforcement should be there so that they can ensure that clear line. Like the federal officers are over here. You can protest you all you want, but you cannot get in their way. That's
They're
what the
not
local law
protest-
enforcement
Dude,
should be
but
doing.
they're not. Dude, Ghost. These people that have been pew-pewed are not protesting. They are simply just being civil legal observers. That's it. And it's their constitutional right to do so.
Okay. Still, though, my point remains. You can observe over there. You can film over there. That clear line,
Yes, but
that
even people-
distinction
even
is not
people that have-
there. That's why these incidents
Ghost.
are happening.
Ghost.
No, these incidents are not happening because local law enforcement is not there to separate the quote unquote protesters. These incidents are happening because ICE and CBP have no guardrails and they are being abusive.
And they're power hungry. That is
Well,
the
don't
issue.
you think the local law enforcement should be there to ensure that they stay in line too? I think they should be.
But they're not. Hey, when
They're
the
not
local
doing that.
when the
When they-
local law enforcement was there in Chicago to stop things from happening, they were getting assaulted by ICE agents. And the amount of local police officers that have been in the area of these operations and have been racially profiled by ICE,
Right.
and they are making civil rights complaints to their respective states about it. Hello?
So, okay. And
So
That's
clearly,
okay.
it's
Just
not
okay.
it's not about local officials not being present because they are. Matter of fact,
they are
the
not present
Minnesota
in Minneapolis. No,
the
they aren't.
Yes, they are. I've seen
No, they're
videos of
not.
them being present. Oh my God, I have literally seen videos
In
of
the
them
incident with this last
This is
incident,
why. This
did
is
you
why I
see
said
local
earlier
law
when he says
enforcement?
protest.
Did you see
This is why I said
local law
earlier.
enforcement there?
Sierra,
In
this is
this
why I said
last
earlier when he
incident,
says
did you
protest,
see
he's not
local
talking about
law
large group
enforcement
events.
there?
He's talking about people being legal observers. I was very clear with my
Did you
terminology.
see
but
he's trying to mix
local law
words.
enforcement there at this last event? The pew-pewing of
it wasn't
Freddie.
an event. He was simply legally observing. There
I'm
was
trying
no
to be
event.
TikTok friendly. Damn.
The problem with what you're saying is, as Sierra has already tried to point out to you, ICE has already ruined their relationship with local law enforcement when they pop up to certain
They
locations.
aren't there.
Right, so it's
There
not
is no relationship.
In multiple states.
They
Yes,
aren't
there is
there.
because the board. Holy shit! The Board of Corrections or the Department of Corrections or whatever the fuck you want to
That
call it in
is not
Minnesota.
local law
Shut up.
enforcement.
Can you shut up?
Can you stop
The local
conflating
police-
corrections officers with police officers? Could you stop doing that?
Shush. The local legal officials that are legally in control of criminals or any crime or anything that goes down in their state have been cooperating with ICE to honor detainers on immigrants that need to be deported because it's been proven that they have committed a crime, they are violent, or they stole something, and clearly they need to be deported. Those are the
That
cases that the local officials and legal people in Minnesota are honoring. So
that's
you're
in the
saying that they're not
jails, not
working
on the
together, but
street.
they are.
That's in the jails, not on the street. You're
Yeah,
conflating the
Sierra,
jails
he
and the
wanted
prisons
what he wanted.
with the police officers on the street. They
Ghost,
are two
Ghost,
different
correct me,
things.
Ghost, correct me if I'm wrong here because I want to clear this up. Sierra, it sounds like what he wanted is in this situation with Mr. Preddy, instead of the ICE officers being the one to subdue and unalive him, he wanted local law enforcement to be there doing that.
I wanted them to be there at least doing something. I mean, what the hell are they doing?
Okay. So, where was local law enforcement when Kyle Rittenhouse drove 3 hours over state lines with an illegal firearm and then unalived people at a protest? And then the Trump administration in the last term uplifted him, and all the right wing influencers uplifted him, even though he actually unalived people. And what he did was a crime because, first of all, he passed over state lines 3 hours with an illegally owned firearm. He was